never mind.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy, and let's see, with me is Jeremy, Tom, Joe, and Nikki.
What's up?
Yeah, so today has been is actually going to be a fan request, and a lot of you have been saying we should cover another Scooby-Doo movie because you guys loved us covering Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and so we're covering the film that came right after that, and that was a year later, back in 1999, and that's Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost.
Yeah.
Yes, and
other people are still muted, by the way.
Oh, hang on.
There you go. But for future reference, when you have that video playing, even though you can hear the audio, the people watching the video can't.
Ah,
because you can always hear the backstage audio.
I see.
EV Mux.
Yeah, I've been trying to
process.
Yes.
So far, it's been the best program that we've tried out.
Yeah, for the price and everything, since you don't want to pay double the price for no more.
Yeah,
for the other one.
Sorry.
Oh, good. Let's see. How's my YouTube? Hang on. I'm trying to see if this. Yep, it's good. It's going on YouTube. And oh wait, so some kind of a problem I've been having. They show the same information that what was on last time. So I got to correct this.
Oh, because you have to make a new one every time, like a new what do they call it on there? Oh, I can't. Yeah, well, I think let me look real quick. And forgive us because everyone is still learning EV Mux. I had a jump start on it because I've been using it a little bit longer. Where it says create, studio. You're right. So you have to make a new studio every time.
I see. Okay, well now I know that for next time.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
well, on here I discovered that one of our pages just got disconnected.
All right. Let me catch up with the comments here. Hey, Kate, how's it going? Yeah, well, we should. Hopefully, she'll be joining us real soon. Oh, hey, Billy. Yeah, Ro is right. Yeah, I'm still learning how to work this thing. And hey, Santi. Yeah, I just corrected that, so it should read the real title now. So,
Billy, I asked the same question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. So I'm taking care of this error. It's this. I'm not used to this this stream service. I haven't recognized all of its functions yet, but now I've learned that when I need to make a new episode of the FearFans podcast, I've got to recreate the whole studio again.
YouTube is your best friend.
You don't need to create a new studio every time. You just got to go in and edit the descriptions.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's kind of a, I don't know. I think it's easy.
If you create a new studio, that means you have to add everything again. You have to add the video to the thing, the backgrounds, all that. And I just rather just do the.
Well, for this show, the background is always changing every episode anyway. So.
This show, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Don, where's Nick? Good
that
question.
That was my question.
He's running on time. That's where he's at.
Yeah, he's doing this to us on purpose at this point.
Yeah, he's running on Rick Brine.
He's getting me Scooby snacks.
Yep.
Like Zoinks, don't eat them all.
Yeah. It's like, if he's really getting dinner right now, I'm like, he should do what I do. I mean, then I've had my dinner 2 hours ago.
I had my dinner 3.5 hours ago, but it's 9:30 here. So
I had my dinner for 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Well, on Thursday nights, he's always saying he's ready for the show to end so that he can have his supper.
Oh my god.
see,
Now, this movie marks
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time where Scott Ines voices Shaggy along with Scooby Doo, and he's the best Shaggy along with Casey Kasem and Matthew Lillard. Yes, that is
Casey.
true.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that is true because this is the first time because Billy West did not come back to play Shaggy because he was busy with a what would become a major hit show, and that is Futurama. He started he began his voice of Fry.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah, he was constantly needed, and so he wasn't able to fit another Scooby Doo movie in a schedule.
And Casey Kasem was the original Shaggy. He was also the guy that did like America's Top 20 on the radio and stuff like that, like back in the day. I'm Casey Kasem, and this is America's Top 20. Like, it's I'm old enough to remember that. Well, you know what? The majority of the people here should be old enough to remember Casey Kasem.
Nope, don't have a clue.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was, yeah,
Uh,
sorry, I was too stoned through that time.
They still play his radio show got syndicated, so on the weekends, the oldies channel around here will play his syndicated top 40.
he's passed away now, though, right?
Yeah, he's been long passed away, but like I said, the show went into syndication, and it's something that the radio shows will play, so they don't have to be there all the time.
Hmm.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he's been gone 10 years now, and he's buried in Norway.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
yeah. Hey, who doesn't know Matthew Lillard, Billy?
Well, yeah.
Stu from Scream. He's oh, and most recently, Five Nights at Freddy's.
I'll be right back.
That his role in that movie.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, I really like.
Yeah, that was different. I wasn't expecting him.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Now it's like now that you watched this movie, Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost, as an adult, it becomes perfectly obvious from the get go who the villain is, and Ben Raven, like having a name like Ravencroft, and also having it voiced by Tim Curry.
What did that is my absolute favorite part of the entire episode is that Tim Curry is in it. First
Oh, yeah.
off, because
And
he's my favorite actor.
He
Yeah.
can make any character sound so vile and evil, but yet fun at the same time.
Hey, Irene, how's it going?
However, I gotta say that I think they messed up. They messed up on and I'm not trying to jump ahead, but they messed up on the ending. I really think that at one point after all that went down, that they should have just showed the gang with him and saying thanks so much for putting us in your book and having this story like making it like what I
Yeah.
mean.
They kind of just
That
like-
would have been so much cooler.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know what? Yeah, I think about it. I feel like like they just made him like a villain, like just out of nowhere. Like they had like the little bit of time left before they had like a full like hour and 5 minutes. They had like probably about 20 minutes to a half hour left, and they needed to do something with it. So they decided just to make Ben and Ravencroft the villain this whole time.
That's we have a cake.
Yeah, all right. Have a good day. Hey, Kate.
Hey, hey, Kate.
Hey, hey.
Sorry, I'm a bit late.
That's okay. All good.
I'm still quicker than Nick, though.
Yep.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know what Nick is doing.
Well, is that week for the that meeting that he normally does, like every third Tuesday?
Yeah, but this is only the first Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah. It's only the third.
Yep.
The third of the month.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out which movie to cover like on that day because I know that I still want to cover Black Christmas remake with him present. So we're probably going to do that next week. But the week after, I don't know what. I was considering Jack Frost 2 at first, but I don't want to end the year with that because that's the less the chance we're going to have at the FearFans podcast before the beginning of the next year. Because
Are you talking about that the mutant snowman.
yes,
Wait,
I don't want to end it with.
Snowman?
I
And
don't
then
want to
you
end the
make
year
it
with
sound
that.
like it's a Jewish man. Hi, my name is Snowman. You're like
Yes.
Snowman.
If you really want a terrible movie, terrible Christmas horror movie to review,
What do you
this is
got?
the one you should do.
Oh my god.
One hell of a Christmas.
One hell of a Christmas. I can tell you, this is the absolute worst movie I have ever seen.
Oh my
I've
god.
got
Yeah,
to
that
watch
movie.
And he owns it.
I found this in Nebraska of all states
At a
in
flea
one
market.
of those dollar
In
bins
their
at
trash.
the station. That's
Yeah.
how I found this movie.
Yeah. He found it in their trash.
At a flea
It's one of
market.
those movies where you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was the flea market's trash. Anything they couldn't sell, it was in the trash, and he happened to come
Listen,
across it.
I found this in the porta potty at the flea market.
Boy,
I
laugh.
decided to give it a watch.
I thought it was a cool premise. I've always, this is one of the early DVDs I've ever gotten. And, with Christmas and horror movies, why not? Give it a try. Then I watched it and I was like, well, this is shit.
And yeah, I mean, let's see. Tim Curry really does play villains well, and this in his role of Long John.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember watching that movie when I was little. Yes,
Well, he
and
he also played Captain Hook on Peter Pan and the Pirates on the Fox cartoons and stuff, which was like one of the first times I saw him. Well, I saw a cartoon where he was doing a voice, and man, I fell in love with that. And then what? Fern Gully, he was the main bad guy in that too.
yep.
I
And
mean,
it feels like his character in this it was heavily inspired by Stephen King, and also possibly
Mhm.
like the whole Ravencroft is probably like a reference to H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he was more like Stephen King.
yeah,
Uh,
and
like his
it's and the irony that he played a Stephen King villain before.
the best version of that Stephen King villain, by the way. I'm just saying.
Yep. Hi, Georgie.
Tim Curry is British,
Yes.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense about the villain and yeah, always.
Yes, I love that laugh. It's,
Yep. We
Tim
got we got cotton candy and balloons.
also did an audio of one of Stephen King's stories called The Doctor's Case, and it is probably the absolute best opening of any story I've ever read of Stephen King. The
Ooh.
way that Tim Curry says it.
Yeah.
the best actor there is.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of the greats. I'm just
And he is still great, even post strokes and
yes.
everything like that. He is still a great person, and his
He is.
personality still comes through.
Yes, even though that's very unfortunate and like a medical issue he's been having.
Yeah.
Like even after that, I still remember him for just the amazing work that he's done.
Hey,
And he will like I mean, it's like a cameo type thing like he does now where like you can pay a fee and then he'll come on cam with you like this and you're allowed to record it and repost it and stuff like that and man, I would love to do that. I really would. I have so much to talk to him about
Oh yeah,
just on Rocky Horror Picture Show alone.
there you go. Yes. Oh yes, Chris. I'm sure a lot of people are going to comment about this. Yes, this film introduces with probably like arguably the most favorite thing about this film, the Hex Girls.
Yep.
Yep,
They were
I'm,
hot.
this became
Well, the
really
lead
big.
singer was hot.
Like,
Oh yeah, Thorn. Yes, like they this has become like huge like fandom. They appeared in other Scooby Doo movies after this, and also there have been cosplays. There have been like lots of people watch the people, even though the band's not even a real band. They people still watch the videos, including them on YouTube, like music videos.
Yep.
What's interesting about the Hex Girls, I was just reading up about her, Jennifer Hale. She's the one who voices Thorn.
Hmm.
She actually has a Guinness World Record for being the most prolific voice actor for video games.
Yep,
Oh,
that's right. She's done a lot of work in video games. Let
oh
me just
wow.
here. Let me look up like some of the biggest examples where she's voiced other video characters. Let's see. Jennifer here. Jennifer Hale.
She has done a lot of characters in the Scooby Doo
Hey,
movie.
Tom.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. She's been in a ton of. Yeah, I had to look up because I'm pretty sure I heard her name in so many different games. She's done voices for Mass Effect. She's done voices for Mortal Kombat. Let's see, Marvel versus Capcom. Oh wait. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. Are you serious? She did a voice in that. Yeah, I'm guessing some people don't know what Mercenaries Playground of Destruction game is. It came out on the PlayStation 2. It was a pretty insane game. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend looking up videos on it. It's pretty insane.
Well, now you got a new game to play.
She's
If
also
only,
done some Star Wars games.
if only I had live stream it.
Metal Gear Solid. I think that one was one of the more popular games, wasn't it? Metal Gear.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
Metal Gear Solid
With
franchise.
Snake,
Right. Yep,
and he
Solid Snake.
hides in a box, a cardboard box.
Yep, that's their idea of stealth. Let's see.
I was terrible at that game.
Yes,
It terrified me.
Oh she was Jennifer in the Mercenaries. That's one of the playable characters. So yeah, she played a British character in that. Okay.
yeah.
British.
Yeah, and let's see. Phil Lamar was in
British.
it. Let's see. I also remember Carl Weathers voicing a character in Mercenaries, like Apollo Creed.
Huh.
But anyway, yeah, so yeah, but yeah, to the point. She's done a lot of great work in voice roles in animation, video games, and whatnot. Her work definitely deserves recognition. Yeah, that's right. She did voice in Zombie Island and also Alien Invaders. I remember it's like they were releasing a new Scooby Doo movie every year when I was little.
Yeah, well, see, this particular movie, I actually remember watching in this very room with my son when he was younger.
Hmm.
Like I remember, like when I went to watch it for this episode, and as soon as it started, and I saw Tim Curry's name, I went, "Wait a minute, I think I've seen it." And then when I saw it playing it, I said, "I've definitely seen this movie." So I watched the whole thing again, of course, but I do remember watching that with my son when he was a kid in this very room.
Sorry.
This used to be my bedroom.
I
Yeah.
don't know who listed on Zombie Island. Maybe be on IMDb because according to Wikipedia here, her first where is it at? Her first Scooby was Scooby Doo and Arabian Nights, which was '94, and then she was in Witch's Ghosts.
Ah, yes.
Arabian
I'm gonna
Nights.
give her that. She has 503 credits as an actress.
Aladdin moment.
Yep. Oh, here.
Wow.
I definitely agree with you, Sarah. Frank Welker is.
Sorry, guys, I'm having some issues.
Oh, I hope Nikki's. I hope her Wi-Fi gets better.
We're good.
She said she got a new microphone, and it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
And
Thank
here,
you.
Sarah said Frank Welker is pretty much in everything. Yeah, his work is he's like one of the most well-known voice actors of all
Well,
time.
that's Fred, right?
Yes, he's
I
the
mean,
voice of Fred.
he. I think at one point he actually did Scooby Doo too, for a brief stint of time in the animations. But, yeah, he's been in tons of stuff. Transformers,
Yeah.
everything.
Yep, Inspector Gadget. He's been in. Oh man.
I'll get you,
He was in the Jetsons, the Smurfs.
next time,
Gadget. He was even in The Simpsons.
He was.
Go.
Hello, Salem, Oregon. Let's see. Wandering Spirits of the Pacific Northwest. How's it going? Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in.
That's pretty cool. We got a viewer from Salem, Oregon, and we are talking about a show that was inspired in Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah, it sure was.
Right.
It sure was.
Yeah, that's true. Salem, Massachusetts does have a pretty grim history, like by executing people who were suspected of witchcraft. The witch trials.
And that's basically what happened
Oh, yeah.
to Sarah Ravencroft.
Yep, that's what led to it. And when I really think about it, it feels like the villain plot with Ravencroft is very similar to the villain plot in Wednesday. Where the villain is trying to bring back a powerful ancestor from their past.
Okay, witches goes.
And
I
then
have
and
a
then it turned on him as soon as he brought her back. She's like, "Who the hell are you? No,
Yeah.
get the hell out of here!"
Exactly.
just talking about
Now,
the
TB, she was not in Zombie Island.
She wasn't.
um,
Frank Welker will always be Fred. Yeah, and not Fred's dad like in that god awful show Velma. Which, speaking of which, that show is officially canceled. Thank Christ.
They should have never been made.
No, they covered that a couple weeks ago.
I'm sorry, Kate. You were trying to say something before.
oh yeah, no worries. No, I just wanted to say, I was just thinking about the Salem witch trials and the whole craziness that it was. Why was it always women that were prosecuted as witches? I don't think there were any men.
Because the men were not witches; they were warlocks. Ah, see, so there was no
But
warlock
was
trial.
there any?
Warlocks.
Was there any? Was there any prosecution of males?
I
There
think so.
may have been, but they weren't really like
Persecution. That's it.
they weren't really infamous, I guess you could say, like the witches were, because witches were always female back then.
But
Even
I.
though in some rings,
Yeah.
witches can be male,
Mhm.
but predominantly it's witches and warlocks. So
Right.
even though a
Okay.
warlock, when you think
Mhm.
about it, in definition, a warlock is like up here and a witch is down here, like in power, not in status, but
But
like
I'm interested though because I would really like to know what kind of men
They,
were.
I just looked it up, Kate.
Right. Oh, go
All
Joe,
right.
go.
And the Salem witch trials were a series of hearings and prosecutions of people accused of witchcraft in colonial Massachusetts between February 1692 and May of 1693. More than 200 people were accused. 30 people
Right.
were found guilty. 19 of them were executed by hanging, 14 women and 5 men.
most of
Oh.
them
One
were burned.
other man died under the torture after refusing to enter a plea, and 5 people died in disease-ridden jails.
Right. Okay. So there were men. Okay.
Yes,
Interesting.
They're
and
like, all right, what's
children.
2 plus 2? 4. Witch.
They were they were basically accusing everybody from men, women, and children.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
mean,
Good
Yeah.
to
basically
know.
nobody was safe.
Hmm.
Yep,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
demonstrated that in the Crucible. Yeah,
Hmm.
they certainly demonstrated that in that movie, The Crucible.
Mhm.
Remember that one?
I haven't seen that one. Do I want to see
Oh,
that
oh
one?
yeah. Let's see. It has it's
I'm
pretty good.
familiar.
It has Daniel Day Lewis, Winona Ryder. It
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
oh yeah,
Good cast.
it's got some good people behind it.
So
Yeah.
if
Okay.
Winona
I
Ryder's in it, it's not going to be too gory, so it should be all right for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's more dramatic than horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. I can deal
It's
with
like
that.
where yeah,
like
it's basically
suspense
where this
drama.
yeah, it's basically where this woman is just trying to have an affair with a guy and then frame his frame his like ex-wife in it for being into witchcraft.
Oh.
So she could have
Okay.
So,
Dramatic.
ulterior motives.
Yeah.
hmm
Okay, now speaking of deaths here, I just found this out. This particular film was actually the very last one released during Mary Kay Bergman's time. She was the one who voiced Daphne.
Mm.
So
yes.
she died shortly after this thing
Mm.
was released, which
Yeah.
was right at a month later.
Yeah, she shot
Wow.
herself.
Yep.
Really? I didn't
And
know that.
speaking of Daphne,
Oh wow.
I got to say that in this movie, I love the fact that at one point Daphne's like, "Yeah, yeah, Fred, why is it that we always get paired up?" Like she called him out on it. Uh,
yeah, pretty much.
and he's
She
like,
pretty much
"Well,
did,
I'd really
and
like to
then
talk to you
it's
about that
never
on the side."
and it's never readjusted in this movie again, just in that one moment.
Mm.
It's like that just makes fans be like, oh come on, they sound like they're about to like announce their true feelings for each other, but nope.
He's
But
like, well, it's because I have a Scooby snack for you.
at least they didn't kill it just in this movie. They kind of carried it on in some of the future ones.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they did bring it up.
For some, not quite as blunt as in this one. There's one after this one where it was pretty more straightforward about it.
oh yeah, yeah. There are future installments where like it's further looked into, but it's just in this instance, it's just like addressed, like implied for like that just that one moment, then never looked into again for the rest of the film.
Right. Like I would like to see one where she just calls him out. Like, listen, what the hell do you want from me, man? You're always trying to be alone with me, and then nothing happens. I mean, come on, take off the damn ascot. Talk to me,
Grow some
Really.
cojones.
right?
Okay, Billy, that movie was released in June. This
In
one was
1999, yes.
released in October, and she died in November.
Mm.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. This woman definitely had some demons.
And, then she unmasked
yeah.
him, and it turned out it was Old Man Smithers. Sorry,
Yeah.
bad joke.
Let's see. Yeah, like let's see. Oh yes, that's right. She did play. She was the original voice of Wendy. She was the original voice of Wendy in South Park. That's right.
Huh.
Let's see, she was also in The Iron Giant, Toy Story
Mhm.
2. She did the yodeling
Yep.
sounds for Jessie.
That's right.
She did voice Daphne in Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders, but that was released after she died.
That yeah, it was released after her death.
Yeah.
How'd they do that?
That's terrible. I have to say, has
Yeah.
anybody tried yodeling? It's so difficult.
No, I would never.
Yes.
It's so difficult.
Yeah.
I only know how to yodel due to a back in high school.
Can you
But
do it now?
it's not,
Yeah.
not appropriate for the show.
No,
Not too young to hear this joke.
I don't appreciate those people.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
do it
seriously
privately,
hard.
but yeah,
I,
with the eardrums is a bit early.
oh,
The joke has to do with infidelity that way.
Hmm.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, that's good.
Where is it?
Yeah. So.
Billy wants you to show the comment that he made about
I already
Jeremy.
showed that. Oh yes, I already showed that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. And of course, it's not a Scooby Doo animated film unless they had a scene where Scooby and Shaggy are just pigging out at a restaurant.
Oh yeah, but they
Seriously.
were never as fat as they were after that, though. I mean, god damn.
Oh yeah, and then they quickly work off that fat after being chased by what they thought were witches, but turned out to be the Hex Girls. And through the power of Toon Force, they become thin again. It's
Well,
like
it was that,
if only
and,
it,
and
yeah.
the witch that was
If
flying
only we're
down
that
on.
simple and real. Yeah, if only we're that simple to live in real life.
Oh geez, I would be in great shape if that were the case. I could drink all the beer I wanted. What the hell?
One of the things that I like about this movie, and they only did this for the first four movies when they rebooted Scooby, was that this has to do with real supernatural stuff instead of, with the exception of what they did in the middle, instead of that plain guy in the mask. Um,
Yeah,
in the end, it turned out to be, oh, this is real. This is not some crook we're dealing with.
yeah,
Well, that was the same thing they did with Zombie Island, though, too. Like it was
yeah. That's
actually
true. They
real.
did.
Yeah, that is what I was saying.
Yeah.
The first four movies in the reboot series, which was Zombie Island, Witches Ghosts, Alien Invaders, and to a certain extent, Cyber Chase.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty cool movie, though. The concept was very cool. The cyber chase was.
Yeah, I did like Cyber Chase when I was a kid, and I played, but I wasn't a big fan of the video game. Like there actually was a video game that
They
was
made a
released
video
to
game.
promote that movie.
I think I
Yeah,
have. Yeah,
I mean, hey, I was a little kid. I had the PlayStation. I just didn't when I wasn't old enough to play the Resident Evil games or anything. So I was just like picking out whatever was popular at the time for kids.
and Billy is right. He talking about the ones that were released in the '80s. Scooby Doo meets the Boo Brothers, which is my personal favorite of all the Scooby shows. And then there's
Okay.
Boo School and the Reluctant Werewolf. And then they also had the 13 Ghosts of Scooby TV series.
Yep.
Right.
And Scrappy was in that one, I believe.
Oh
Right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Yeah.
Billy is saying, "Oh God." So Billy's saying, "Adon, which one of the Frank Welker voice was the worst, Velma or Revenge of the Fallen?" Velma definitely, because at least sure, Revenge of the Fallen wasn't that great, but at least it's watchable. Yeah,
Oh,
seriously,
man.
I will take.
I mean, how can you
I will
have a
gladly.
Scooby Doo cartoon without Scooby? First off,
Yeah, seriously, I would rather watch Revenge of the Fallen 10 times straight than watch a single episode of Velma.
I
Well,
think I would actually rather watch the remake of the first Nightmare on Elm Street than watch any episode of Velma. And
Yeah.
I hate the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I have not been able to make it through that movie without falling asleep. I tried like 5 times. I can't.
I could. I mean, I could. All I have to do is just take a bit of.
wake up.
I mean, hey, I could fall asleep watching it. All I have to do is take a NyQuil, and then that's it.
Okay, Tommy.
Easy way
Them
out.
fighting words right there. Them fighting words. I actually enjoyed watching Monday Nitro. Back in the '90s, Monday Nitro was the hottest thing, and for 83 weeks it was.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah,
agree
but
with that. I was watching Nitro more than I was
You're right,
watching what they were doing in WWF back
Yeah.
then.
No.
I was
Pro
going
Sting,
back
yes.
and forth. I actually had 2 TVs on at one time.
Yeah, I had picture in picture.
Yep. Oh, and yes, Billy. Frank Welker also voiced Soundwave Revenge of the Fallen. That's more entertaining than seeing him voice Fred's dad and Velma. Because with Revenge of the Fallen, oh man, like that Soundwave. That's the first time I've ever heard a Soundwave without them using like the electrical, like what do they call that? That electrical modification that they add on top of the voice and like they do in the animation. No, it just comes off as like Frank Welker's regular voice that he does for the character. Like, this is Soundwave reporting. I have detected Autobots in the vicinity.
That was good.
Those
That's
certain
good.
films.
Can you do my voice? Just thanks for that voice.
I am. I mean, yeah, he uses like
I like all of
what,
the
Jeremy?
I like all of the films for Transformers. It's the cartoons that I always had a hard time getting through.
Yeah. Yes, he does do
Yes,
that
right.
same voice for Dr. Claw. I'll get you next time, Gadget.
Yeah.
Classic. Oh, where'd Tom go?
Probably to the
Another beer.
Bathroom.
toilet or beer.
Tom went to
Yeah.
go get a pickle.
He's getting pickle wreck.
You know,
Yeah.
why don't they? I got a question, and nobody could probably answer this, but at the beginning of this movie, they had Shaggy with like long hair.
Yeah.
Why
They
did
just
they take it back? Because we all know he's supposed to be a stoner. Just keep it. You know?
yeah, they just thought, hey, he's supposed to play to me, now I think about it, it's kind of dumb that they would make him grow his hair that long just for that have him play like for that
5
trick
minutes.
where he plays a caveman in the museum just to like trick a few guys, someone. Like
Right.
that seemed kind of dumb in hindsight. But
Hey,
Billy.
wrong with Michael Bay?
oh my
I
god,
always did watch it weird. I read it wrong.
the character never established him as a stoner, but it's heavily
Well,
implied that he's a stoner.
Not officially,
yeah, but the thing
it's
is, in the
very
70s and the 60s, when cartoons were made, they didn't imply anything. You know, it was just assumed because of the way the cartoons were made. Look at all the stuff, the classic one, and if you ever watch the documentary about the guys, everything they did had a drug reference in it. And that was H.R. Puffin stuff and Sid and Marty Krofft. You know, the whole
HR
documentary I
Puffin stuff.
watched on them, you know, a lot of that stuff on H.R. Puffin stuff was all had drug references and stuff.
Well,
You
I
know,
think there's probably
and it
only
wasn't
two of
so
us that
bad
remember that show.
considering that you know, I mean, a guy's going to eat a dog treat, a Scooby snack. He's got to be smoking something, you know.
No, no
well.
doubt.
Another
Like,
one.
I can't help it. I just like food.
Yep, and then have the munchies like
All the
constantly.
time.
Dog, and the dog is talking to you, or you think the dog is talking to you.
Right.
How about that? How about if all this time we were just reliving all that stuff through Shaggy's mind? Scooby never talked for real, but it was in Shaggy's mind because it was so baked.
Yeah,
Right.
the whole thing's shown. The whole thing is shown like through Shaggy's eyes, Shaggy's point of
Like
view.
there
The
was
whole
never
time.
monsters and people being unmasked. It was just a bunch of people hanging out, and he was like the
In the
stoner of the group,
basement.
and that's what he saw.
They were all sitting in a basement smoking a bong in a circle.
Oh wow!
Come on, gang!
And really, don't forget to mention the Frank Sinatra song. That's the one that gave Scooby Doo his name.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and speaking of songs, I recently learned that the theme song was performed in the beginning, that was performed by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, of the movie.
Yeah, of this movie. Yes.
For a second, I thought you were talking about the show. I'm like, wait, no.
No.
It was, yeah. I never realized that.
Billy Ray virus.
Billy Ray.
Well, you might as well call him Virus after the offspring he had. I'm just saying.
She to be fair, she did get better at that over time, but yeah, at first it was like, it was just another case of a former child star who upon reaching adulthood was trying way too hard to prove that she wasn't a kid anymore.
Well, Drew
Well,
Barrymore did the same
yeah,
thing, but she did it quicker,
if Daddy wasn't riding her coattails for so long, maybe.
Whoa,
she
maybe
had a
he
better
was, and that was the
career.
problem. All right, look, you went too far, Tom.
Okay. Another thing, no version of live action Scooby before they changed it to make it family oriented. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Actually, the original live action movie was supposed to be like R rated. And then at the last minute, like they changed the script up and said, you know what, let's make it more family oriented. But it was supposed to be like more adult oriented when they were envisioning the original live version. I think that would have been hysterical.
It's like cartoons were actually made for adults back in the day.
Even the old Bugs Bunny cartoons, there's a
Yeah.
lot of them that are banned that you can't find. Well, you can find them online, but
There's even characters now from back then that have been banned, like that skunk.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yes.
Almost Shelly.
Yep, that's literally what everybody's saying, Thomas. But we can just be glad that it's over now. Yes.
Yep.
That should have never been.
The 90s, oh God.
Let's see. Some of the adult jokes are still in the movie. Yeah, some adult jokes
Yes.
are.
Yeah, actually, some of them did transpire over from one script, from the original script to that one. But like for instance, when they're on the plane and Shaggy meets Mary Jane, he's like that's my favorite name. Like, I mean, that was an adult joke, but because obviously Norville likes the trees. I'm just saying.
To me, the most obvious of all of it was when they started doing that farting contest.
Oh, Jesus.
That was great.
we gotta make it. Yeah, we gotta make it appropriate for the little kids that are watching this. Gotta make it so funny for little kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my God. Yeah. Oh, and also, the ending got pretty crazy. Like, I believe let's see, I'm trying to remember who did the voice of the ghost when she first appeared. Tress McNeil. Because I looked her up like when I first saw this movie because I actually not when I first saw the movie a few years ago, and I just thought her voice in this sounded very familiar. So I looked her up and I'm like, yep, I've heard her voice all sorts of characters in different cartoons, including The Simpsons.
Yeah.
This town will pay for what it's done to me.
Oh yeah, she's done Animaniacs. She's done Futurama. She's had her voice all over the place.
She's a voice slut.
Not the way I'd put it, but okay.
That must be a really cool job to be a what's the word?
Voice actor.
Voice actor.
Voice actor, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't
I would
don't know
love
what's wrong
that.
with my brain tonight, but yeah.
I actually looked into it at one point, like, I don't know, got to be like 15 to 20 years ago,
Right.
when the internet was new. And what you had to go through at that point to get to it, I was like, oh no, the hell with that. But I should look into it again. I'm sure it's got to be easier
Yeah,
now.
you should.
Oh yes,
The
I mean
about
I've
being
done
a voice actor is that you can go into work wearing your pajamas and not have to worry about how you look. You don't have to sit through 4, 5, 6 hours in a makeup chair. You can just
No.
go in the booth, and
As long as you have a decent microphone and like setup, to eliminate like like the what do you call it, like the enclosed thing,
Yeah.
with like I mean,
The
then
booth.
you could do it from home. Yeah, you could do it from home.
The sound room.
Yeah. Sound room.
Yeah,
That's
I've done it.
cool.
I mean, I'd need a better microphone than what I have here, but
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yep, you don't have to worry about what you look like, what you're wearing. Just go in and do what you do best.
You can
I voiced this
pull
cartoon
faces.
naked.
Or you can pull faces or be really animated and nobody would see that.
Oh, finally here.
It's big time.
Oh wow.
Hi, Nick.
What's going on, guys?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Although I can't really say necessarily for the rest of the house. I'm not sick or anything. The reason why I got this blanket is unfortunately about a day or two ago the furnace went out.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It's
so house
freezing.
gone down to like 30 degrees or so. I mean, we got some heaters running right now, but it's still really cold.
Oh Jesus.
I
It had
tell
to
you,
happen when we had this wind chill.
that's some good sleeping conditions, though. You just pile on the blankets, and your face is getting the cold air and everything. Oh my God, that's perfect.
Exactly
sleeping.
with what I've been going through. Although upstairs we still got heat. It's just the rest of the house we don't have any heat.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Dude, that's rough.
See, you should have your blinking lights on. They might give you some heat.
I remember when that
I
happened.
That was actually another reason why it took me a little bit longer for me to come on because I was really left behind on schedule. I was trying to get some of our Christmas
Your mom
decorations
had it
up,
last.
which I literally just put up, but I don't have the lights yet. Right now, I'm just getting the non-electrical decorations up.
Wait, is there echo?
No, Joe was talking to his wife.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I just got started. It's also, but I'll get there soon, Tom. I promise you that. I also just got Jack dressed up in a Santa outfit too.
Oh, nice.
And thank you for dropping by my live feed too.
Yep.
My pleasure.
All right, nice. I was gonna say to Kate, I've actually done some voice acting before.
Oh, really? What did you do?
Let's see, and like one thing I've done is I was reached out to after I posted a video where I did all kinds of horror impressions, including Hannibal Lecter, and because of that,
Oh.
this guy went. Because of this, someone reached out to me and wanted to do a video of it's like a rap battle between Hannibal Lecter and Jigsaw, John Kramer.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I had to do voices, read the same lines over and over and over again in the guy's direction.
That's really good.
Another famous voice acting that you do is, let's not forget, Nicolas Cage.
Oh God!
I don't technically consider this voice acting because I'm not. I don't technically consider this voice acting because I'm not reading a script.
Well, that should happen at some point.
That's right. That's right. I nailed it as the Grinch. My niece always every Christmas season. My niece always goes to me and say, "Do the Grinch voice, Uncle Don. Do the Grinch voice."
I actually just had pictures posted where me and Stephanie and her family posed for pictures with the Grinch.
Oh,
Wow.
and of course you can't forget Beetlejuice. There,
Whoa.
I'm the ghost of the most. Wait, no, actually, now that I think about it, this is the very first time I ever said my name.
I just
you like
saw
Italian.
I mean, if you kind of
Where'd you go?
that over the weekend, and it started off really slow for me, but after I don't know, maybe about a half hour, then it became like
Braxton.
Beetlejuice that I know. But that first half hour was a little difficult to watch. Yeah.
Let's see.
well, let's not forget too.
What's
All
the
this talk about
Beetlejuice
voice
that I
acting.
know?
Let's not
Wait a
forget
minute.
all this talk about voice acting. We kind of did that in a way when we did our. I mean, it's not necessarily, but we kind of did something similar like that, of course, with the audiobooks.
That's true. The audiobooks, yeah.
Some of us did act. So I know a couple of us acted in character for some of our recordings.
I have to address something.
What?
Mr. Braxton. What about the rest of us? You said hi to Don, Kate, and Joe. Are we all chopped liver? What
Oh man.
the hell, man?
Let's see.
I'm not
Oh, yeah,
feeling the
Krampus.
love, brother.
Tom's getting jealous.
You were
Don't
Del
make me
posing
come
picture
through. I will
with Krampus.
come through this cat. I will.
Okay, this is
Oh, Tom, easy there, man. Easy. Let's see. Jennifer Hale. Wait, what is it? It's so amazing to voice the Hex Girl Thorn, the kind of woman who can kick my ass. Nice. So, Nick.
And I would let her.
And so yeah, Nick, this was released in 1997. I remember renting this at Blockbuster, because I was early years of me watching horror movies, and so did you see this when it first got released, the video, Nick?
No, I saw it. I didn't see it when it got released to video until. I didn't see it when it first came out on video until a few years later when it broadcasted.
Bullshit.
What?
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Braxton.
Oh, okay. I was going to
Because
say,
y'all
wait,
never
what?
said nothing to me. So no, we have all talked to you. We have all
I have
talked
too.
to you over time.
Oh,
Leave it alone.
please, Tom.
It's all good.
You know he's joking around.
Yeah, come on, come on, we're all friends here.
Don't do this to me.
Hey, you know he's messing
I
with
love
us.
you, man.
Hey, man, I mean, hey, it's just a simple joke. Come on,
It
man.
just hurt my feelings. I don't know what to do.
You'll
But
just
anyways,
send me
no,
a
I-
series. I haven't seen that.
But anyways, to answer more of your question, no, I didn't see it until like maybe about 2 years later when it came out, like when it was broadcasting on TV. That's probably when I saw it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, because this was a time when like where straight to video Scooby Doo movies were a huge hit back then. Because like after the success of Scooby Doo on Zombie Island, like this was inevitable. They had to release another one the very next year.
Yep. I forgot to tell you this, Don, because it's starting to come back now. I remember when I saw it, it was when it was broadcasting on, and unfortunately, Cartoon Network doesn't have it anymore. Cartoon Theater, if you remember.
I do.
I actually found, I should have said this when we talked also about Zombie Island. I actually found, because it's rare to find them now, I actually found those Cartoon Theater promos for both films. And as soon as I found those clips on you, because I don't know how long they were going to last on YouTube. I immediately downloaded them so I can keep a personal copy of them myself, because I knew that at some point that they were going to be probably deleted and they would eventually be lost to time. But so I made a copy of the videos so I can keep them for personal use. It brings back a lot of memories.
Oh yeah, this movie is definitely nostalgic for me as well, and there's plenty to love about this film. The Hex Girls. Let's see, Tim Curry villain performance.
Yep.
Love Tim Curry.
And what better way to have like kind of more of a serious, once again, kind of have a more serious tone, but also to have basically a huge veteran actor like Tim Curry involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially pre sickness and strokes and stuff like that, when he was still in his mecca of his voice. That was.
Well, another thing too, and you brought something else, Tom, is that around the time that he voiced that, he was in Witch's Ghost. That was quite a big time for him involving voice acting and animation, because he was doing so many. It's interesting. It's like he made all these different transitions throughout the decades that he was involved with films, and it seemed as if the mid to late 1990s is where he kind of got more involved with voice acting than what he used to do, than having on camera movie appearances. He made this kind of new turn into like this new direction and wanted to do voice acting next, and that's what I think is really interesting about.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier how like early on it was like Peter Pan and the Pirates on the Fox animated series. And like Fern Gully and stuff like that. Like he was really getting into the whole voice acting for animated movies and TV series and stuff like that. I mean, it was great. I loved it. Like I know every time I hear that voice, I just know automatically it's him, because my favorite actor of all time.
Yes,
guys, real quick, I just saw your comment, Nikki. You're gonna be heading up.
Well, it was great. It's great having you on, Nikki.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to head off because I'm starting to.
I'm heading out.
Bye, Nikki.
Take care.
I'm heading out, and now
If
I'm
I can
backing
exit.
in. Now I'm heading out the other way now. And now I'm backing in.
Hanging around.
Can I ask how old is Tim Curry now?
Oh.
78, I think.
I was gonna say, isn't he like in his late 70s?
Yeah, he's 78.
78. Yep.
Yeah, 78 years old. So he was born in 1946. It's erotic. What? Did you say it's erotic?
What?
No, I didn't say that. Where'd you come
up? When I was talking, I thought I heard you say it's erotic. I'm like, whoa. All right.
No.
Oh my God!
Wow.
It's not that kind of show, Tom.
Listen, I know what I heard.
Oh Jesus!
Tim Curry is so incredibly talented, and he's got one of the more distinctive voices in all of Hollywood.
Yeah, it's true. I remember first hearing his voice back during this time. It was around the time when I was watching this movie. Was when he started playing Nigel Thornberry in the Nickelodeon show Wild Thornberry.
I was just thinking about that. That was one of his. That's another example where he was in Wild Thornberries. You know, he just took this direction of voice acting, and I just find it fascinating that he did a lot of that. Back in the mid to late 90s. Maybe he just needed the job. I don't know what it was, but he definitely did great with it.
Yeah.
See, for me, Little Orphan Annie, the movie Little Orphan Annie, like from way back in the 80s, that was my introduction to Tim Curry.
My introduction to him was on It, but he did so incredibly good on Home Alone 2. Mm-hmm. He was just hilarious on that.
Yes, and thinking back to the irony of him being scared away by an inflatable clown in that one scene.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, here's some other roles that I just decided to look up, seeing like what voice roles he had, particularly like on television. Just going to name a few because obviously there's too many to name.
Nick.
But he did, and this is stuff that I'm sure for us 90s kids, we grew up with. He did a episode, if you guys remember, back in 1990, did an episode of Tiny Toon Adventures. He
Yeah.
did 2 episodes of Tom and Jerry Kids. He even did 7 episodes, believe it, and Don, I think you know this show. He even did 7 episodes of the show Dinosaurs.
Yes,
I remember that.
I remember that show.
Sonic the Hedgehog, he did that. He did 4 episodes on it.
Wow.
He even did actually 18 up. I think almost the entire series of the animated series of Jumanji.
Yeah,
He was.
he
Yeah,
did.
he did. Yeah, yep. Of course. Wild Thornberries, like you just said, he was.
Oh, and Nick,
Wild.
speaking of Wild Thornberries, here.
Huh?
Speaking of Wild Thornberries, another actress who's known for horror was in that show. It was the actress who played Debbie Thornberry, Danielle Harris.
That's correct. Yeah. Oh, he was even in an episode of. Wow, he was in 8 episodes of like Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, and also 1 episode of Samurai Jack. If you guys remember, I mean, he was in a lot of voice acting stuff throughout the
Samurai
90s,
Jack.
early 2000s. So that's what I find really fascinating.
Yeah. He most of his voiceover acting, like in the animated series and stuff, was through the 90s and the early 2000s. Like, I mean, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And he showed up sometimes, like just something I'd be watching with Tommy, and I'd be like I'd be sitting there in my own world or doing something on my phone or whatever, and I'd be like, wait, what? Like, as soon as I heard the voice, I'm like, wait, that's Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah.
What's he doing on here? Like something obscure, like Powerpuff Girls or something. Not that he was on there, but like
No, he
something
wasn't
like
on
that.
that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like, it would just be like, whoa.
I just have to say, in the UK, the first time that I was introduced to Tim Curry was The Worst Witch TV.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a TV movie, and it was in 1986.
That's right.
And
Wow.
it was
I
fantastic.
was 11 years old, and none of you were born except for maybe this guy and the guy on the bottom.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's the girl from Return to Oz as well. Yeah, it's
Like, look how
on
young he
YouTube.
is.
Yeah,
It's fascinating to think whether he was in a movie or if he did voice acting. That just that incredible, wonderful voice that he has. It's like as soon as you hear, you just immediately know that it's him.
Here.
One that I didn't realize that he was also in one of the later Scooby-Doo movies.
That's correct.
Doing the Goblin King. I did not realize that was him as the king.
Hey, check this out, guys. This was posted about 12 hours ago. Speaking of, it's like he just showed up. She always does that. You guys know that. But speaking of Tim Curry, I just looked him up, and this was posted 12 hours ago. This was actually when he was in It. Check this out. This is him.
From his OnlyFans. No, I'm sorry.
No, this is him. I don't know if you could see it too well. This is him having a smoke on set.
Yep.
I've
seen that picture.
Oh, that picture has been around for.
I've seen that.
I've actually watched video footage of him sitting in the chair getting the makeup put on for that.
Him and Demon. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Well, that was the first time I've seen this picture.
Oh, yes, Legend. Yes, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, he was the devil in Legend.
Yeah, he was.
Even though they took his voice like way octaves down, there's no denying by the way he pronounced things and everything. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was him. I was
Let's
like,
not
yeah, that's Tim
Don,
Curry.
you're going to know this, is that he was even on an episode of Tales from the Crypt in Death of Some Salesman. He played 3 different characters, like an entire ugly-looking family, which is like incredible. And he even used kind of like his Pennywise laugh in some way when he voiced the Patreon. It's like I just knew that was him.
Death of Some Salesman.
Another role that Tim Curry is in that I think is severely underrated is Congo.
Yeah, that was a pretty good movie. It really was. And he was in The Hunt for Red October, but he didn't play a main character, but he was in that.
That's right.
Let's see. The most recent thing he's done was starring this. It's another horror film called Stream.
Stream.
Let's see.
When's that from?
Yeah, let's see. I just found it on IMDb. Oh, Jeffrey Combs is in it.
Oh wow, that's kind of of course, I know Jeffrey Combs is too.
Wait. D. Wallace, Bill Moseley. Hold on.
Bill Moseley.
Okay,
Moseley.
Yeah, Bill Moseley. Yeah, D. Wallace and Tony Todd. Wait, Tony
Oh my
Todd was in it?
God.
Okay, I definitely got you. Mark
All right.
Holton, Dave Sheridan.
Wait a
Okay,
minute.
so a few familiar faces.
What's
Wait,
the name of
Danielle
this
Harris
movie?
is in it too?
Oh, there's a lot of
Wait.
lot of familiar people in there.
Wait,
What's the name of that one?
Stream.
Danielle Harris is in it. Stream.
Stream?
Danielle Harris is in it too.
I gotta look
Danielle
that up.
Harris.
I gotta
Let's
see.
see.
Jeffrey Combs
see.
is in this one. I like him.
Yeah, it looks like he's on the cover of it.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
definitely
already
looking at that
looking
one.
it
I'm
up, 'cause
watching
I
it.
gotta check this
I
out.
got-
I'm
I gotta
surprised
watch
Just
this
the
one.
fact that there's a movie with Tim Curry and Bill Moseley in it, like I gotta watch.
I really gotta check it out.
Yeah. Okay, so it was from this year.
No
Yeah.
crossing. Wow.
Just looking it up. Just looking it up. Right. Oh, it's
a voice role that he does. He's not actually in it. It's just a voice role.
Oh, voice roll. Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Because it shows a guy in a chair. I'm thinking, is that a wheelchair that he's in, or because
this is from the same producers that did the Terrifier movies.
Huh.
let's see.
You must be looking at a different one because the cover that I'm looking at, there's four people in masks standing up, coming down the hallway.
Okay, maybe I'm just looking at it wrong.
Is it?
Maybe I'm just looking at a different thing. But maybe I'm just looking at a different cover.
I got the picture right here.
Let's see. Okay, show it. Yeah.
That's what I found.
Tom.
Sorry, it's just
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring that up. It just kind of.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
You know what? I mean, I can't help it. I mean, sometimes these things just come out. I mean,
Jesus.
Well, wait a minute. Now it says here because I just looked up more.
All right, now
on
I'm bored.
How do we not know about this movie? Because it says it was released theatrically back in August.
I mean, I knew of it. I've heard about people talking about it. I just never looked into it until now.
Yeah,
it was released back in August and digitally on back in October. Felissa Rose is in it too. Holy cow!
There's a lot of people in this one, Nick.
Oh,
yeah, there really is. Oh my god. Terry Kaiser. Kaiser's in from Weekend at Bernie's. That's kind of an ironic addition to that.
Is that the guy that played Bernie?
Yeah.
So back to Witches Ghost. I like how they basically kind of had two stories in this one. The first one being the typical, well, not just one person, but literally the whole town in on the mystery. But that mystery leads to the actual supernatural one, which is what they were going with this new series here.
Yeah, the mayor was behind it all. Yeah, like he was trying to increase the town's tourism, kind of like the mayor from Jaws.
Yep, very much.
And what's weird is the mayor kind of sounded a little bit like John F. Kennedy.
He did have that kind of voice to him, yes.
Yeah, but that's up towards Boston, which is where JFK is from.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, and let's see, like this. I do like how there was like a build up to like you trying to like where it makes you want to keep watching to find out what's going on. Like who there's like a long list of suspects. There's like, but it's like the twist. Like it's like you expect it to be Tim Curry's character. It's like, oh, so he wasn't behind the mystery, but then finally revealed that he was connected to the gang being there. He was connected to like just about everything that led to it. I'm just like, of course.
And that's why I said in the beginning of this, like they missed their mark. Like they could have played out the story the way they did until the end, and then all of a sudden had like a transition scene where like they're all just standing around while he has the published book there, and they say, "Thank you so much for putting us in your book," and everything like that. Like you know what I mean? Make it like the last quarter of the movie was actually part of the book, and you never knew it until the end.
So basically a meta film.
Yeah. That's pretty much what what Billy pointed out. Yeah, this is pretty much what the whole plot was about. He wanted to find a spell book that has a skull face on it, and they pretty much used the book against them, and the book burned. So yeah, they pretty much.
God. It was like the Necronomicon.
I was
like Evil Dead.
I just took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say the same thing. Is that the Necronomicon?
The Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
Yep. And
where the hell was Bruce Campbell when we needed him for that film?
He should have been a voice in that damn. Oh my God! Can you imagine Tim Curry and Bruce Campbell doing voices in a Scooby Doo movie.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
Even if it was just a brief role or something, can you imagine if there was like somebody out there that just went groovy? That would be that would have been so awesome for Scooby Doo to pay homage
Oh
to
my
the
God.
Dead franchise.
Groovy. Yeah, like it's groovy, Scoob.
Oh my
Yeah, let's see. Has he done a Scooby movie? I'm checking it out.
Oh my god.
Bruce
That's-
Campbell
that's-
needs to be Ash in a
Yeah.
Scooby Doo movie.
I'm guessing Warner Brothers
I'm
didn't want to
calling it out
reference.
now.
I'm guessing Warner Brothers didn't want a reference of a horror franchise that's not for kids. I mean, that's
even
my
though
own
that
thing.
Bruce Campbell over the years,
even though I did see the original at 10 years old.
well,
We need to have an Evil Dead Scooby Doo movie.
Throw this out with Bruce Campbell was he
He has
actually
not
did some
done
cartoon role, a few years later, like in the early 2000s. You guys ever remember that up? Do you guys ever remember that show Megas XLR? You guys remember that show?
Nope.
Oh.
Do you remember it, Don?
Yeah. I don't think so. Collect 2.
It didn't last that
Not
long,
too.
but Bruce Campbell had a guest appearance on one of the episodes, and his character's based off of him, and he actually does say groovy. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is a show for kids, yet he's referencing something that's not for kids. So he did that a few years later with a different show.
It's
Mhm.
Klaatu Barata, like V
Klaatu-
Barata.
Klaatu Barata Nikto.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
His
It wouldn't
character
be
also has these like
Which
like
they
these
stole
kind of
from
golden
Later
glasses.
It wouldn't be until I think it was 6 or 7 years ago that they even incorporate or associated Scooby with something that really is terrifying, murder and all of that, when they crossed it over with Supernatural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did do
Yep.
that. They did do
Wow.
That's as close as, I think that's about as close as we're gonna get to that, Tom.
that. What? Yeah. But I would love to see an
That's
Evil
actually
Dead
pretty
Scooby
good
Doo movie.
artwork,
Like,
whoever did that.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Don, one other thing too is that just to throw this out, that same show I was telling about that he makes a guest appearance on,
Yeah.
he also has like these golden sunglasses like that are like added onto his character that he's voicing, which not only is another reference for Evil Dead, but that also reference another homage to the other movie that Bruce Campbell was in, Bubba Hotep, and he played Elvis.
yeah. And he was with JFK that was reincarnated as a black man.
Oh yeah, I can't remember who that
been
guy's.
asking about this for some time now.
Can't remember his name. That he was another famous actor too. I know he passed away.
Oh yeah, I remember that, Billy. The Mask animated series.
Oh my God,
I didn't
Robert!
watch it.
Oh my God, Robert! Just posted a picture in FearFans. You guys got to bring that up.
Oh my God! Holy cow! Yeah, you got Dot. You got to show this. You got to share this picture. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's legit.
That is
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah,
Just
and we're going to be covering, and also we're going to be starting covering more in this new year. We're also going to cover the Evil Dead movies. Yeah, like
Obviously,
we
I have
cover
to
the
be
first
here
one?
for that.
yes, for sure. Because we have done an episode before, but that was like talking about some of the movies, like a summary of the franchise. But I figured, you know what, we're going to cover each movie one by one on each episode. So,
I mean, the first movie obviously was more horror related on a budget, on a shoestring budget. The second movie, they had a bigger budget and they instilled some comedy in there.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
By the third movie, it was more comedy than horror.
Yes.
And then you got Ash versus the Evil Dead. Ash versus the Evil Dead was like I wish they would have gotten more than 3 seasons. I really do.
I know. I wish at least one more season would have been nice.
Yeah, but they were told like halfway through making the third season that, hey, this is the last season, so they had to kind of quickly wrap things up, which is why you got that stupid ending at the end of the third season.
I
Yeah,
never even.
at least
I
they
never
didn't leave it. At least they
even-
didn't leave it as a cliffhanger like they did with the Chucky series.
Yeah, or it's Sopranos, by
Yeah.
the way.
Okay, with Chucky, second season just went way off the wall. The third season, I really liked it.
See,
Yeah,
I
that's
still
true.
haven't even watched that series yet.
Yeah, I didn't
haven't
watch the
Where have
watched
you
Chucky
been?
series.
Where have you
Well,
been?
there are so many horror television series now. I've been
it.
trying to keep up with all of them. There's so many of them. I'd like to get to them, but
Yeah.
it's been tough.
First
Keep in
season of
mind, I've
Chucky,
also been doing these podcasts too. Don't forget.
yeah,
Yeah,
first
that's why I only stick to one.
Yeah, well, that's also another reason why I've been taking a break from a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm sad because I would have loved to see more. I would have loved to see where the story would have gone.
One other show I just thought about that was kind of left on a cliffhanger that unfortunately, I mean, it ran for 3 seasons, but sadly got canceled was, you guys remember Salem?
Yeah.
Now, that was a good show. To me, I thought that was kind of almost like a spin-off of American Horror Story Coven, but mainly focusing in this case with Salem. And just the way how they ended that show.
maybe it's canceled.
Again, I wish it could have gone for one more season at least, but I hated how they left it on a cliffhanger and that they weren't going to do the show anymore.
Yeah. I hear you. And speaking of Salem, we were discussing earlier, Nick, about the Salem witch trials.
Oh, you were? Well, yeah, ironically enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
deals with, a witch from around the time of,
Yeah.
I think it might have been from around the time of Salem. I know she was from the 1600s, but I'm not sure if it was 1692 or 93.
I have another question about that. I don't know if anybody knows. What is the difference between a normal church and a Salem church? Because I've seen here in the States you have the Church of Salem or Salem Church, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what is the difference? I don't get it.
I couldn't tell you.
Does anyone
That's a
know?
really good question, actually, because
Yeah.
honestly, I haven't really figured. You know what? I'm going to look that up right now. The difference between
You see,
Salem.
I tried to Google it, but it didn't really make much sense. I just,
Hey, Lauren.
yeah, if anyone's got any experience or any knowledge on it, let me know. Because
They're both
I
different.
got one.
They're both different than the Church of Fons, which is like that's
I,
So
got-
which
I
difference?
do not do church.
Which
there's
church?
just so many here. Like that, you have so many different
Well-
types, and I'm like, okay,
Yep.
Well,
Hey,
here's something.
Wait till you go into a
You ever
small
get-
town here in America. Small towns have more churches than big towns do.
yeah,
Well, and think about this too. If you ever get the chance, going on on a vacation or anything, Kate, just imagine when you go down to the southern states. Though there's even more church. It's the reason why. The South is called the Bible Belts. There's like a church in almost every corner of their towns, cities, even neighborhoods. They got like a church on each corner. There's
It's true.
in fact,
Not
even
all.
part of.
It
What's
is
that?
true because
In fact, Braxton, out of everybody who lives in Louisiana, he should know that because Louisiana is no exception. They're part
yeah.
of the Bible
Oh
Belts.
yes, I know how that is with Texas because I dated with a girl from Texas while I was in college.
I don't know if I would necessarily consider Louisiana as part of the Bible Belt as I would Mississippi and Alabama. Louisiana has a completely different culture than
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I just look up at the screen and I'm looking down now and I see that Joe is here and I completely forgot that he's here because he hasn't said anything for like the last hour.
Yeah.
You all right, Joe?
Yeah. Joe,
Thinking.
yeah. Come on, jump into this.
He's chipping
Well,
in.
If I could just throw something out real quick, because again, all this talk about churches, I even had
I'm
looked
gonna
up,
throw something out too.
even, even like right at the edge, of Southern Illinois is actually considered part of the Bible, like in the Crescent area, close to the Southern Illinois, Kentucky,
Right.
and
I guess I better avoid that part of Illinois.
I know. Yeah, and there's been a
Jeez,
bit
I
of
don't want to go up in flames anytime too soon.
Avoid that part of Illinois.
There's like a lot of as people that may not know this, but because we have a lot of differences, and because obviously, like Don, Kate, and I, we live like in the suburbs or close to the city. You go down to Southern Illinois, it's more of a farm
Riff's Burgers.
area, so there's a lot of big differences in culture and lifestyle and stuff.
Yeah,
There's been kind
sure.
of a bitter rivalry between people of Northern Illinois and Southern Illinois. They're actually trying to cut the state in half into two, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon.
No, I was just interesting, like just
Robert.
about the Salem stuff. Hi,
Robert.
Robert.
How's it going?
Oh, really?
Got another picture.
There's no way to behave on your first day out.
Oh, is it?
And I
That's
just want
no
give
way
a
to
shout out.
behave on your first day out, is it? But since you're such an exceptional beauty, I'm prepared to forgive you. Sorry. Rocky Horror Picture Show, he got me started. It's all his fault. It's-
Oh,
I
here,
can also make a shout out for Lauren. Thank you very much. I've been feeling a lot better, but still been taking it slowly day by day.
Good.
yeah, he's getting
Yeah.
he's improving. So
I actually
Tom
should
came
let you
by
guys
and-
know too. I may not look like this. I mean, I may not look as I appear, but from what I can tell you guys, I've officially lost 20 pounds.
Wow.
wow.
Whoa, that's
And-
a lot.
and he's wearing a cape.
It's not
Yeah.
a cape. It's a
He's
blanket.
Superman.
Stay
It's
warm.
not a
Batman.
cape. Come on, it's not a cape.
Yep. He's becoming Superman.
Well, Nick,
That's right, I'm
lost 20 pounds.
Superman.
I found those 20 pounds.
I did too.
Well, believe it or not, even like getting all these decorations up, I mean, it's a lot of physical work. So it's been a lot of exercise for me. So that's how, but I've also been using the treadmill again. I can start jogging again. I can't run yet because, again, I just saw a neurologist yesterday
Yeah.
and they're still telling me to take things slow and easy.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
but I'm going to be going back to the park. I'm going to be going back to the park center in just a few days. We're kind of waiting until, not necessarily, but once this wind chill is gone.
Oh
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah. So Nick, we were just discussing earlier that the Hex Girls were introduced into this film.
Yes, they were. They were, and they still have, in a way, kind of have still quite a big following, even 25 years later.
Yeah, they
there's
do.
still a lot of people that are have become huge fans of them.
Yes. Yeah, it's like it's got such a huge following for a band that's not even real. I mean, that's extraordinary.
Well, not only that, I don't know if you've already talked about this, Stud, but originally because of the film's success, and especially with the Hex Girls, there was talks about wanting to make a film specifically featuring the Hex Girls as a spin-off.
I
And
figured they would.
well, unfortunately, those plans never materialized as everyone was hoping so. But what's even crazy is that even 25 years later, people are still requesting a spin-off film for the Hex Girls. So that's still going on. That's still going on years later.
I would still rather watch a spin-off series of the Hex Girls than the Velma series.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying.
So true.
Here,
I haven't seen episode 1
Okay,
of Velma, so I'm
prepare to
not
get
gonna go.
upset. Prepare to get real upset.
The Hex Girls have been in a lot of the TV shows. What's the new Scooby Doo, Mystery Incorporated, Scooby and Guess Who. So
Like I got with a couple of them.
yeah, they've been in
Hang on.
some of these episodes. It looks like as a
Prepare to be very, very pissed off. Here, look who they featured in Velma.
Don't say the Hex Girl.
Oh, God.
Thorn.
Yep, they made her older and look like a drug addict.
Wow.
I can't even.
Okay.
I also looked
What?
at
I can't even begin to describe how enraging that is.
what channel
really
is Velma on?
What channel? It was on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Okay, think about that. There
Well,
are
listen,
a lot of these
HBO
channels out there when they get certain shows, they make their characters look ungodly awful.
HBO has given us a lot of good shows. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
they have. I mean, there was Oz, Game of Thrones, The Sopranos. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, those are live action.
Live
when
action,
you
but
get a whole-
animation. Yeah.
Well, oh no, it was Netflix that did the.
The Last of Us was HBO, right?
Oh yeah, The Last of Us as well. Yeah.
It was Netflix that did the Harlequin series, right? And it wasn't HBO. Or no, it was HBO Max that did the Harlequin series.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That
that
was
was a
good.
great. That was
That I love.
awesome. I
Yes.
am waiting for the next season. It's been like well over a year. I'm waiting for the next season.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. That show is incredible. I love it. And
Wow.
Haley Cuoco was perfect as Harley Quinn. I feel like that's just what she needed for her career after The Big Bang Theory ended.
Mm.
Big Bang.
She was in a thriller series, though, on Prime, where she's an air hostess. That was a really good series.
She's an airhead. What?
An air hostess.
On a plane. Yeah.
Yes. She was really good. I have to find the
James
name of it. It was
I'll
a
look
really
it up
good series.
right now. Haley Cuoco. Let's see. Actress for Big Bang Theory. Yeah, no, tell me something I don't know. Let's see.
Oh wait, was she in the Big Bang Theory? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was weird.
The Flight Attendant.
Flight
It's
Attendant,
called.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Really
That
good
show-
series.
Let's see. They ran from 2020 to 2022.
Mm,
Oh wait, it's coming back to me. I saw advertisements for it. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Now I remember.
Interesting. She was very good in it as well. Very good.
All right, she's amazing.
Yeah, very convincing.
Yes, that's right. Jennifer Hale and Frank Welker, they both deserve better than Velma. Way better.
Yeah. Anybody that was involved with that deserves way better.
Oh man. But thank God it's over. Anyway, so yeah, like Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, I consider this to be definitely one of the better I consider the second best in a like Scooby-Doo A-list movie, the second only to Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Agreed.
Don't wrap it up.
It seems like that the further on they go in this movie series, the worse and worse it gets.
Yeah, like some people are arguing, oh, they're starting to run out of ideas by mixing crossing with different franchises. Like they've crossed with Kiss, they crossed with Batman, they've crossed with WWE.
Hey, I like those.
I'm not. That's not my opinion. I'm not. I'm not saying it. People on the
Those
internet
were
are.
all like the TV series crossing over with Kiss and all of that way back when. I mean, more recently though, when they crossed over with Supernatural. I really did like that episode of
That was good.
Supernatural.
Yes.
Son of a.
You know, where Sam and Dean got animated.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yeah, see, Billy's with me on that one too.
So and yeah, the WWE ones were good. I mean, that was the 80s and stuff. That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well,
It was expected. Look at the Flintstones did a lot of crossovers too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I personally have nothing against crossovers. Like, but if done right, it can be great.
The Flintstones and the Jetsons,
the more
Family Guy and the Simpsons. You know.
Yeah, but it was like the Flintstones more or less had. I guess they had a lot of famous people on their episodes, like Anne Margaret played Anne Margaret Rock or whatever. Then you had the Addams Family on there.
Oh yeah.
Then let's not forget about the Laugh Olympics that spanned all of Hanna-Barbera.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then you got all those great voice actors that did all of those, between Hanna-Barbera and.
Speaking of the Laugh Olympics, like you had Dino Mud on there, which I think was the same guy that did the voice for Fred. I think that what's his name?
Dino Mud.
Frank, yeah.
And the Blue
Dino
Vulcan.
Mud.
Then they had the Blue Vulcan too.
Yeah.
The one that I really did not like was when they crossed him over with Cowardly Dog. I cannot stand that cartoon.
What?
Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Are we doing Courage the Cowardly Dog?
The things I do for love.
It seemed like, it to me seemed like a match made in heaven.
Billy, anything WWE, I have it on DVD. all the Scoobies, the Flintstones, the Jets. I've got all of that on. Hell yeah, I'm going to have those.
Yeah, Nick, we definitely got to cover, or we definitely got to watch Straight Out of Nowhere. That's the crossover with Scooby Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog. Because
I will not be on that show.
Your loss.
That was terrible.
Okay, your loss.
You stupid dog! You made me look bad.
Consider that a loss.
Booga booga booga.
I will say when they did the Scooby Doo and Crypto 2 last year, I thought that one was pretty decent. With that said, right now, as it stands, this year is the first year in 22 years that we do not have a new Scooby Doo movie.
This is the first time in a while we've seen a good Scooby Doo movie. But it's like they actually are still making them, but they're not going to be on par with what we loved back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Of course not, because Hanna-Barbera is not what it was.
No.
Well, a lot of people that created Hanna-Barbera are gone.
Are dead.
Long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was one guy that did a majority of those voices too. For
Yeah, just like with Looney Tunes, it was like Mel Blanc.
Blanc.
Actually, Mel Blanc did a lot of things on Hanna-Barbera too.
Yeah, I mean, Hanna-Barbera, they were willing to make horror versions of the Banana Splits just so that they could have a horror, just so they could have some kind of a horror movie with killer animatronics when they lost the rights to Five Nights at Freddy's, or when Warner Brothers lost the rights.
And I think one of the guys that
which was a good movie.
I think one of the guys that did one of the voices on the original Banana Splits was the same guy that did the voice of Tigger, wasn't it?
I think so. Yes.
But I didn't like that though. When they turned the Hannah, those things they need to stop doing. The Winnie the Pooh going horror. You want to
it's comical
childhood.
I mean, there's some comedic value to a bit of it, like dark humor. To be fair,
it's comical in a way.
Yeah. I mean,
the Banana Split, that's going a little far.
Sense of imagination.
I mean, why not bring back like the Snorks in a horror?
I was expecting when they did the Banana Splits thing, I was expecting a whole new kind of Saturday morning cartoon feel to the movie.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
but something that was going to destroy everything I grew up on.
This year, they were 3 apples high, and they were blue. You know what I mean? Like the Smurfs horror movie. And you know what I don't get? They always said that the Smurfs were 3 apples high. All right, an apple is like this, right?
Yeah.
So you times that by 3. Yet somehow, this is how big they were compared to Gargamel. But they were 3 apples high. That seems like an apple high to me, right? But why not make a Smurfs horror movie where the Smurfs are the actual horror villains?
Maybe.
And Gargamel was the victim.
100,000 men versus one woman.
I can see them turning that into a porno.
Oh my God.
All of these reinventions they have been doing the last 10 years, I'm surprised nobody's done Fraggle Rock.
Oh my God.
Well, I just brought that back. So.
Here,
dance your cares away.
I don't think that could be done right without Jim Henson.
Right.
Yeah.
DJ
One crossover I would like to see, since in a way they kind of teased it, and that was in one of the WWE movies. I'd like to see a crossover with the Jetsons and Scooby Doo.
Well, why not? Because Astro and Scooby both talk.
Exactly. And Vince McMahon says in the one where WWE and the Jetsons, would you believe this isn't the first time I've talked to a talking dog? He was directly referring to the previous Scooby movies. And the Jetsons have already gone back into the past and crossed over with the Flintstones.
They sure have.
So why not do it with Scooby?
The Jetsons went into the past and the Flintstones went into the future.
And all those cartoons have been around since the 60s, late 60s.
Yeah. Hey, what Billy's saying is absolutely true. Because of all the big changes that Warner Brothers has gone through. Yeah.
Maybe that's why we didn't get a movie this year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're ramping up for something big.
Probably. Yeah, the more than likely they are.
Wait, Scooby-Doo meets Doc Brown.
Now that would be cool.
I can see it now. Instead of saying "Great Scott," "Great Scoob."
Shaggy!
Oh my god.
Like, this is heavy, Doc.
I can see. We're going 88 miles an hour.
Yep, instead of Einstein being sent in, it's Scooby.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've seen some things.
I miss the old Back to the Future cartoons.
And wait, instead of using the DeLorean, they turned the mystery machine into the time
Exactly.
machine.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute. Their mystery machine is actually the Libyans. Oh my god! Now it's a whole different twist on the whole story.
And then,
Because
then
they
they
did
turn
have
it
a
brown.
VW microbus.
Then they paint it brown and stick it into the Avengers. With the phone turtle on the back.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I think we're gonna be wrapping it up here. So yeah, Scooby Doo and Witch's Ghost, definitely one of the all-time favorite animated Scooby Doo movies. And if only we could have movies like Scooby Doo movies like this again. You know, are you listening? Are you listening, HBO Max?
And if you want to see more pictures of Scooby versus Evil Dead, just type that into Google and put images.
There you
Evil
go.
Dead, Scooby Doo.
Are you okay, Joe?
In the fashion of
Oh,
the
yeah.
70s, Scooby Doo, where are you? Like Adam West, Burt Ward, like when they had all them in there, like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Well,
That
now we can have a Scooby Doo. When were you?
right? Great
Yeah, we
Scott!
should do it.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Doc, where are we going?
Sorry, guys. I had to mute myself for a few minutes because my mom just came back home. I had to talk to her
That's
for a few
fine.
minutes. What did I miss?
Everything.
Nothing.
Everything.
Everything.
We'll fill you in later.
Yep.
We
Well,
are
Nick, are you going back to your like meetings every third Tuesday?
You know what's funny enough because I gotta ask, my mom's nearby. I'm just
She
gonna
wants
ask
to go
Mom, what are you
outside.
doing for passages?
Oh, they had a meeting the week in the hospital. I don't know.
Well, that was back in November, though.
That's what I just asked you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hi, Nick, Mom.
we're not sure. We're not sure yet for December, so
Oh,
we'll.
they were gonna.
Okay.
They had the pizza thing, remember?
Oh, they're having that again.
No, they couldn't get people to come.
So it's not happening this year.
Behave.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now if you guys probably heard that, actually, it might not be happening this month.
Okay.
Well, hi, Nick's mom.
Well, I'm just.
How
The reason
is it,
why I
Tom?
well, the reason why I ask is I'm trying to schedule like which how we should do this because if we're not going to be available on a Tuesday on that Tuesday, I'm trying to figure out which one we would cover because that will be the last Tuesday before of that we're going to have like FearFans like for the rest of this year because think about it, the Tuesday after that will be Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And the Tuesday after that will be New Year's Eve, and there's no way I'm going to try to make everybody come in on this on either of those days.
So
So it's obvious we're going to be off for like 2
decided to
weeks.
do a Scooby movie
Yeah.
this week instead of a Christmas movie.
Well, the reason why I did this is because it was a fan request, and it's right now the end of fall, so I figured we go off of the fall season with this. But next week, I'm thinking of having us cover. Here's a couple of ideas. Definitely covering Black Christmas, 2006 remake, and also. And I'm thinking of that Creep Show holiday special.
Oh God,
There was a
I
Creep
remember
Show
that
holiday
one.
special.
Yep.
That was so ridiculous at the same time.
It was. Which is exactly why I think we should cover it. Just go out. We just end this year with something completely insane.
I am still waiting on Stephen King to write a legitimate Christmas story.
That would be nice.
He
Right.
should,
You know what?
he should get
I
on
would love
that.
that. I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
should
whether
get
it's
on
horror or not, I would love that too.
he's done stories during Christmas time, but never anything that's actually where Christmas is the central part of the story.
Theme.
Here's your chance, Jeremy.
All right, we all need to contact him and tell him, dude,
Yes.
get on the
Here.
fucking ball.
Here,
sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
I'm
Right
tweeting
now,
him.
he is working on a Dark Tower related story.
Okay.
Oh,
Here.
he is really.
Yeah, it's being said that he is working on the third book in the Talisman series, which is what I've been waiting on because I absolutely love the Talisman.
Yeah, it's great.
Although I am
Oh.
also working on my own story, by the way.
Are you?
I am, and,
Are.
it's a horror story about This Is Tom's World. Oh,
I
it
was
is.
The
going to say,
land
is this
beneath
going to be the first
Tom's
book
world.
edition of This Is Tom's World?
Yeah.
It's. I'm telling you, like
What's the
it's in
name of the main character?
Tom.
No way.
It's about my
Really?
chapter, about me. It's
No way.
But man, so like we said, Stephen King needs to write a Christmas themed horror story. So
I'll
yeah,
send it to you.
I'm tweeting him
What I
now.
got.
He,
I'll send. Kate. I'll send it to you. What I got right now.
he,
I got to see
he
this.
left
Really?
that.
Beginning. Oh, well, I can send it to you too, Nick.
What, this is
It's the
actually
beginning.
legit that you're writing?
Through chat GBT, yes, but
Oh,
yes,
no,
yes,
that
yes.
doesn't count. That doesn't count.
No, it does because
not
I'm shaping it and I'm forming it and I'm telling it, all right, do this,
Nope.
do that, more of this, less of that. Like
Nope.
dude,
Well, you have to get in line because I'm still trying to read Jeremy's stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe in the next 5 years.
all right, well, then I won't send it to you.
I'll be watching this.
I'm joking.
It's short right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so hope you guys enjoyed this edition of the Fear Fans podcast. We will be back next week where we will start covering holiday horror, and we're going to do that with the 2006 remake of Black Christmas. Yeah, that remake is
Nice.
pretty messed up.
And we're
I'm
all
not
going to
gonna lie,
dress up, yeah? We're all going to dress up Christmassy.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Totally.
Yep. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to my channel, Nick's channel. This is Tom's World, Things Network, all of our stuff. Subscribe to everything. Yes. And let's get up to 10,000 subscribers. Actually, no, even better. Everybody subscribe. We want all
100,000.
subscribers. Everything.
That's right.
1 million.
Dun, 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 dun,
All right. So
dun, dun,
hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good evening, everybody.
Bye.
Take care. See ya.